Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Cat on a Sofa. And today I'm doing the If I Can Get This Right from Memory Hucks Pop Culture Cafe challenge. It's 25 action movies by 25 different actors. And I've decided to go for 25 manly action films instead of getting a mix. So I've tried to veer as much as possible on this towards mostly classic action, although not entirely. I also tried to go with steelbooks as much as possible, just because I like steelbooks. And yeah, I think that's about all the introduction I need. The only rules, as far as I'm aware of, because I didn't get a chance to properly check them, I think it's just 25 actors and 25 movies. So, starting off with one of the best action movies of all time and one of the best action stars of all time, Predator, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hopefully I can pronounce his bloody name right, because my wife always tells me I can't. But yeah, that's pretty much about the best start you can have to a list of action movie stars and action movies, right? So, Predator. Fairly recent one with Frank Grillo and Boss Level. Very, very good Groundhog Day style time travel, time loop action movie with a lot of violence. Absolute brilliant movie. Moving along, we have Bradley Cooper and American Sniper, directed by Clint Eastwood, and a very tragic, true story. I'm sure you all know it, and if you don't, look it up. But yeah, American Sniper. Moving along, we have Hugh Jackman and Logan. Arguably the best of the Wolverine movies. I can't get that back in there now. Arguably the best of the Wolverine movies, although I do really like the second one. I've come to not like the first one quite as much, but it is kind of enjoyable in a, kind of bad way. So yeah, bloody hell, Wolverine. Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. I could have gone with Ansel Elgort here, but I'm going with John Hamm. I know he's not quite the star, but I really like John Hamm's character in this movie. He's just such a charming asshole, and you think he's like kind of a nice guy at one point in the movie, and then he just turns into well, I mean, his wife did get shot, so you can kind of forgive him. Moving along, another absolute classic, and we have Heat. And I could go with Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, or Al Pacino here, because I don't have them in any of the other movies. So, flipping a three-sided coin here, I'm just going to go with Al Pacino. Moving along, we have Die Hard. It's the Die Hard collection. I'm going with the first movie, and obviously you have to have Bruce Willis here. Moving along, not quite my nicest Pacific Rim steelbook, but I just couldn't be bothered to open the other one. Although, not that I'm going to, not that I would have had to open it, but yeah, I don't know why I didn't get the nice one. Anyway, Charlie Hunnam, Pacific Rim, quite possibly my favourite giant mech versus giant monster movie. Is it the best one? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of them to make a judgment on that, but I do love this movie. Fast and the Furious 7. Again, I have so many people to choose from in this. I'm going to go with Vin Diesel. Moving along, one of my favourite movies from last year, we have Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, this is right up there with John Wick for me in terms of action movies, and oh man, I do love a good 87 North movie. Moving along, slightly more of an adventure movie than an action movie, I would say, but it's still thoroughly an action movie, and obviously it's Harrison Ford and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Mad Max, starring Tom Hardy, probably my favourite of the quadrilogy, soon to be quintilogy. Is that even a real word? Is quintilogy a word? I don't know, but it's a bloody good car chase movie. And moving along, Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Probably my favorite of the Daniel Craig Bonds. It's certainly my most watched. I need to watch them all actually a few more times. I think I've only seen Quantum of Solace like once, maybe twice. And I've got the new one, but I still need to watch that. So yeah, obviously we had to have some Keanu Reeves and John Wick. Probably in my top 5 action movies of all time. And any chance to show off my Nova Media John Wick. Needed some Sylvester Stallone though. So the Expendables, because I actually don't have nearly as many Sylvester Stallone action movies as I should have. I need to look into that. Moving along, one of my absolute least favorite steelbooks that I own, but I needed the movie on Blu-ray, and I bought this from CX online. I didn't know it had the stupid blue bar at the top, and wow, that's just like an awful steelbook. It's just so bad. There's another steelbook of this really nice silver one with the cough multi-stage bullet on the front, which I do need to try to get because this is just terrible. Oh, and James McAvoy. Moving along, we have Ron Perlman as Hellboy. And I didn't rate this movie all that much when I first watched it. I mean, I thought it was good, but it's one of those films that I've just grown to absolutely love with rewatches. And as far as action movies go, it's filled with a lot of really, really good action. Taken, starring Liam Neeson, and this movie was supposed to be like just a joke to Liam Neeson. I think it's just a hey, I'm just gonna get a paycheck kind of thing. But it's probably one of my favorite movies of his, and it's definitely the strongest of the trilogy by far. Because someone decided it was a good idea to have 15 cuts to jump over a fence. I guess because Liam Neeson's getting a little bit old, and it is kind of a shame he started his action career so late because. Yeah, he probably could have done some really good stuff, but this one, it's such an uncomplicated story, and maybe it's a little contrived, and he gets incredibly lucky trying to find his daughter, but I don't know. It's just awesome. Moving along, Paul Weller in RoboCop. Have to have a little bit of Paul Verhoeven in here, right? Is this his best film? Oh, I don't know about that. Couldn't have Total Recall because I wanted Predator. There's a reason I wanted Predator, and I needed it for the thumbnail. So yeah, so we get RoboCop instead. And moving along, we have The One with Jet Li, and this steelbook was a letdown. It was like way overpriced, and I think it actually halved in price. It was £30 when I got it, and it has a really, really bad slipcover. And yeah, I don't know. I don't regret buying it because it's not bad, but I just think it was overpriced. I don't like feeling like I got ripped off, and I feel like I got a little bit ripped off there. Moving along, have to have some Tom Cruise if you're talking about action films. And I wanted to use a steelbook, so I could have gone with the Mission Impossibles, but I don't have those on steelbook, and I wanted to use one. So Edge of Tomorrow it is. And this is arguably one of his best movies. It's one of the best time travel Groundhog Day movies. Not that there's that many on them. There are a few now, I guess. But Tom Cruise. And moving along, have to have some Ryan Reynolds Deadpool in here. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about that. It's Deadpool. Moving along one more time. Wesley Snipes and Blade. I don't have this on Steelbook. I really, really, really wanted this on 4K Steelbook. Another thing I need, but you can't have everything you want. We have two left. needed a little bit of Gerard Butler in here, and I went with London Has Fallen. I do like all three of these. The third one maybe goes downhill just a little bit, but the first two are really, really good. And I went with London Has Fallen because this one has a slipcover, and yeah, that might make me a little bit vain. I don't care. And finally, Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. If you asked me what my favourite movie is on any given day, probably 99 times out of 100, I will say Roadhouse. I love this movie. It's so good. It's far better than it has any right to be, and I don't quite know what makes it good. All of the individual pieces to it shouldn't add up to such a good movie, but it's so good. And Vinegar Syndrome are putting out an Ultra Box, which I do. I immediately ordered it because it's Roadhouse on 4K, and it's so nice. Oh man, I can't wait to get that. I think it's coming out sometime after Black Friday, which I think is like the end of November, and I can't wait. I really want it. Wait, when is Black Friday? When is Black Friday? I don't know. I need to look that up because I know we've just had Prime Day, and I will look that up. But I suspect it's closer to November, but I'm not sure. I know it's much more of an American thing, although we are getting it in the UK a bit more now. But we never really get any good deals. Not really, and I have far too many pre-orders to take advantage of it, even if there were any good ones. So yeah, that is my 25. I hope it's 25. I'm just going to count those one more time. 25 action stars and 25 action movies, and this was quite a fun list. So thank you to Hucks Pop Culture Cafe for the recommendation. I did have the intention of doing more of his challenges, but I haven't been. I think I'm going to start making my Saturday videos a little bit different. Like, I think I might start doing lists and challenges on Saturday. So we'll see about that. But I do believe, guys, that is the end of the video. So as usual, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, let me know. If you want to suggest any reviews, or I call them showcases. If you want to see any showcases of steelbooks, make a recommendation. If I have it, I'll happily show it. And I shall see you next time.